Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a mid-year book freakout tag. So I'm going to be going over all of the books I read from the beginning of the year up until this point, and there has been a lot. I'm first going to talk about the best book I've read, and it's actually been kind of tough to decide because there's really two books I feel like are or two manga series that I feel like are the best that I've read thus far. But the one I wrote down here is the Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride Volume 1 and 2. I love this series so much, and it's crazy because I never expected myself to be this engulfed in the story. Basically, it's about this young girl named Nanao. She is born, or not born, but she's arranged to marry the the clan leader's son or something like that of her clan, right? And so everything's going great until she loses her hairpin, and she asks her friend, I can't find it, and she's like, oh my gosh, maybe you should search around and whatnot. They find the hairpin outside of their clan location, and it's in this place where they're told not to go, and especially her because she has very high spiritual power. And so they're like, yeah, don't ever go there. But her hairpin is there, and she doesn't know how it got there, but it's there. She goes there, and then she gets attacked by what they call a Ayakashi, which is I guess not evil spirit, but just a spirit of some sort. It basically attacks her, and it's an orangutan Ayakashi, and it's a huge one at that. And then that spirit marks her with a seal on her head. And not only that, but it has a very strong stench of the orangutan, not a good one. And so basically she gets outcasted by her own clan, and she's told to wear this monkey mask wherever she goes, and she can never take it off unless she's either taking a shower or just completely away from everybody, out of sight. And so she basically just lives a miserable life. That is until Master Yako from one of the higher 5 clans comes, and he's looking for a bride. He sees her and he's like, I want to get her. And they're like, but she's tainted, they try to basically push him away from wanting to be with her, but he's like, no, I want to be with her. And so she ends up with him. She then lives on her life with him, and then things kind of unfold from there. Very similar to My Happy Marriage, but I honestly feel I enjoyed this one a lot more than My Happy Marriage. I never read the manga from My Happy Marriage. I watched the anime first, and I literally have not watched season 2 at all, and so I don't really know what's going on with that. But from season 1, at least, comparing that to this first 2 volumes, I think I'm so much more invested in this, and I think I like this a lot more because the main character, yes, though she is shy and timid, she's very determined to grow herself as a person and not be just a shy, timid girl who has been abused. And she wants to make the most of her situation and continue on being happy because she's really happy with Master Yako. And I feel just her character and the other people that she meets, the other spirits that she meets, it's just all so wholesome. And I don't know, I really enjoyed this plot of just I guess these demon-like people, and then there's Ayakashi, and then there's even some vampires involved, or demon vampire. And there's the whole thing where it's basically the capital, and the whole I guess human civilization is protected by this elemental barrier from the Ayakashi that live outside of the barrier. And then there's 5 clans that protect the whole nation, and then there's 8 lower clans that also protect the nation, but they protect the nation through protecting the barrier and having other sorts of powers. So I just love that whole again, just the world, the world of the clans protecting the people, and the 5 clans being the major ones. And then we got Master Yako, who's one of the most important people because he has very high spiritual power. And then there's this whole system where basically women who have high spiritual powers, they basically have to clean themselves, and then they pray to the god, and then they make special the breakfast that they make is the most important thing. Breakfast has all their spiritual power, and the spiritual power that's in that breakfast then gives strength to whoever eats it, mainly their husbands or their family and whatnot. So I'm oh, that's women power where? I love that. Yeah, it just has a very interesting plot. I love the main female lead. I love the main male lead. Them together is so cute, and it's just I love it so much. I started reading it on the Kodansha app, and it's so good. It's so good. I think I'm on chapter 26, 27 now. I think 26 or 27, and it's just so good. And the drama, and I'm so engulfed in it, more than I thought I would, and I'm just I can't take my eyes away. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is the best sequel or series I've read this year, and I wrote down here Life, and I was really debating between Life and then there was another one. Oh, Kare First. Kare First, I read that one completed. General, I think Kare First Love is kind of better than Life, but I think Life is like the best, I think, series I've read thus far, only because I feel like it has such a strong theme of like very deep topics, like, you know, self-harm and depression, there's anxiety and just so like bullying. Like there's so many deep topics within that series and they really hit hard with it. Like they don't go easy, like, oh, they pushed or no, like they go really like pretty hard with it, you know. And so I feel like that's why I really liked that like series so much, because like they just the mangaka really hit hard with like the deeper issues that, like, you know, teenagers, or not even just teenagers but just people in general face. And it was really emotional too as well, like very real and raw, and that's why I feel like I put it for the best series, because it was just very raw, very real, more towards my taste. Like I really like those types of mangas or just types of books where like they hit really deep and heavy stuff that people usually like sway away from like talking about or like discussing, and I really love that. So okay, so I just realized I wrote two. So I had that one, and then I think I wanted to like also have another lighter one. So okay, Life is definitely good in terms of like the heaviness, right? But if we want to get a little bit sweeter, another series that I think is the best of this year is The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. That one is also another great series. So cute, so wholesome. I'm so upset. And by the time you're seeing this, I think you already know that it's coming out in September. Like I was waiting July 6th. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just can't wait. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be amazing. And then I get the news from Instagram and I'm like, what is this? No. I was just really upset about that, but you know, fine. September's not too far away. That's only like a month away, but it's okay. It's coming early September, so September 7th. I think this is another great series because again, so cute, wholesome. It's like a Romeo and Juliet story. We got a guy who goes to all guys school. They're like, you know, rough and tough, and then we got the girls at the all girls school. Everyone is like eloquent, smart, and like, you know, focus on their careers and just, you know, getting to like the best school and whatnot. And then these two kind of find each other through like, you know, food and just relating to each other on like different things. And then you got their friends who are like, whoa, they're from this school, they're from that school, and judging each other, you know. So it's just so cute, and it's so nice to see them like just come together and just see the story unfold. I kind of took a pause with it because I was binging so much of it, and I'm like, okay, I think I need a breather. I think I need to read something else. But no, the story is really great. The characters are fantastic. The art style, again, it's so unique, so different. So next I'm gonna be talking about a new release that I want to read but I haven't read yet. This one I've been wanting to read for so long. Volume 2 is coming out later on this year, so I plan to buy volume 1 and 2 later on in the year, so like at least I have like some content to read. And that manga is called Snow Angel by Haruka Chizu. So basically it's about this girl and she lives like a very, you know, pleasant childhood. She has her friend and whatnot. That is until I think something happened and now she has to take care of her like grandparents. I think one of them has dementia or Alzheimer's, something like that, and she has to take care of them, and she's just not treated well at all. She just feels like the weight of life is just really getting to her, until her childhood best friend comes back, and it just like opens up her world again, and it makes her question again herself, the things that she wants in life, what she wants to do, and like just how she wants to live her life in general. And I saw another person on Instagram, they were mentioning how this story is definitely giving like eldest daughter syndrome, and I'm like I can relate. So when I heard that, I'm like done. Like I'm sold. Like I was already sold with like the premise, but when I saw that, I'm like, yo, as an eldest daughter, I need something to relate to. So I'm waiting for the end of the year to come for that second volume to release, and then I'll get both volume 1 and 2 and start reading that. That is definitely something I cannot wait to read. I think it's just going to be an amazing story. The cover is so beautiful, like the blue, and it looks so beautiful. So yeah, I can't wait to read it. So next I have most anticipated release for the second half of the year. So I have a couple here. First one I have is Spacewalking with You volume 2. Oh my gosh, volume 1 was so like everyone loves it. I haven't heard one person that has read Spacewalking with You and has not liked it. Like, you must be insane, because this story is so, again, it's one of those, like, I guess heavier stories. Basically, it's about this guy named Kobayashi, and he, you know, has a difficult time keeping a part-time job, like remembering things, and just even with school, he has a hard time like listening to the teacher and paying attention, until this other student, Uno, comes to the class, and he's like loud, like not obnoxious but just loud, and he always writes down everything. Like he writes down what he needs to do, like just from the smallest details, you know. This story basically is just of them understanding each other, more so Kobayashi understanding Uno, because Uno definitely is on, like, this story definitely hits the topic of like neurodivergency and just how different people learn different ways. Through watching Uno, Kobayashi also learns that, hey, maybe the way I struggle with learning is not like, it's not new and it's not just a me problem. Like other people have it and they find ways that in which they can, like, you know, be and exist in the world despite the problems that they have. And so it's just so nice to see that. It's so nice to see like two characters just understanding themselves more. There's also other characters that are involved, but especially with Uno, like, I don't know, he just like has such a special place in my heart, and he is so freaking adorable. And so I really cannot wait to read Volume 2. I plan to collect it physically soon too as well. So another series I'm anticipating for the second half of the year is War, A Star in the Abyss, Volume 2 as well. I read Volume 1. This one, again, I'm gonna go more in depth later on, but like, I read other manga series by the same mangaka. So freaking crazy. But this one, Aurora in the Abyss, the first volume, I actually really liked it. It was definitely like, because since I read the previous manga series from the same mangaka, reading this one, I'm like, okay, I definitely like the art style, the vibes. This is definitely like, you know, her, and I love it. I love it so much. I think it's gonna be a really good series, and it's definitely gonna be like a twist and turn type of series. Like, knowing how like the previous manga series was, I feel like this one is no doubt gonna involve a lot of drama, a lot of heat, a lot of just everything. Like, it's just gonna have everything in there. It's gonna be yeah, so I can't wait for that. This one is SpyxFamily Volume 14 and 15. I technically only have up to 10 on my shelf, but I've been reading the rest online. But I really want to collect like from 11 up until 14 and 15. And I think the anime is going to continue on in like October. 5, Biggest Disappointment. So I have 2 disappointments. First one is Haru Ride by Ayakashi Saka. Okay, I watched the anime and the anime was good, but when I started reading the rest of the manga, it just felt like things were dragging on. Like, I just felt like I was being dragged on to like nothingness, and like things happened, yeah, and whatnot, but it just felt like things were repeating and we're going through the same thing, and it's like, oh my god. I did like it. It wasn't a like bad story, but it just felt like there were some things that I feel like shouldn't have been dragged on too long, in my opinion, for the couple to get together. Like, come on now, come on. And this boy, like, oh yes, I get it, you have daddy issues, or you just have issues like in general, but like, bro, come on now. Everyone has issues. You're not the only one with like these, like, you don't understand. Like, oh my god. And I'm just glad I got it, like, I read it online and not buying it physically, because bro, like, I would have literally cried, wasted I don't know how much money on a series that literally just has 2 main characters dragging it out. The next one was Mars. Again, I know there's people who really love Mars, but I couldn't. I think I stopped at like maybe volume 4 with Mars. I think what really deterred me away was volume 4, falling into that same type of like trope with like Haru Ride, where it's like, yeah, I got issues because da 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 da, and then the main female lead is like, oh my gosh, like, I can't. No, you can't help him, sis. Like, that's his issue. Like, he shouldn't. Oh, bro, like, it's like everything else was fine earlier on, you know, the whole racing aspect, and you know, him defending her and them getting to know each other, you know, opposites attract. Like, I was vibing with it until it got to that point. They were just the characters, they were annoying me, and I'm like, no, I cannot continue this on. So yeah, those were the biggest disappointments of this year for me so far. Number 6, biggest surprise. So the first one I have here is Guilty, and as I mentioned, it's the same mangaka as Roar, A Star in the Abyss. Guilty is the mangaka's earlier manga series that she wrote, and this one, okay, it wasn't, would I read this again? Probably not. But did I enjoy it? Like, did it feel like a guilty pleasure type of manga? Yeah. Okay, so maybe I would read it again, maybe. Not really, maybe. I don't know. That's the thing. I feel like this series, it's like a 50-50 for me, basically. The series covers this woman, and she's married to this guy, and, you know, they're like happy and whatnot, but like deep down she wants a child, and she's just feeling so unfulfilled because even though she's like, you know, in a big position at her fashion company, and she has this amazing loving husband and whatnot. She just feels like she really wants a child. She goes to her usual bar and she has her best friend, or so we think, and her best friend is like, yeah, you know, you should tell your husband, like, you know, you want a baby, like, be upfront about it. She's like, really, do you think I'm like pushing him or whatnot? And then, like, you know, she's also friends with like the bartender, and he's like, yeah, like, you should talk to him about it and whatnot. So she goes to talk to him about, you know, having a kid and whatnot, but like, he's like completely deterred because he's like, yo, when we got married, we agreed no kids, me and you, no kids. And she gets really upset about that. But it turns out, and this isn't a spoiler, like, it's pretty like, it happens, like, or not that happens, but you see her best friend, quote unquote, is having a thing with her husband, and it goes off from there. And it just, like, the twists and turns that this author takes you, it is insane. Like, you go from learning, like, oh, this character and this character, to like, wait a minute, they're related, to wait a minute, she knew him all this time, to wait a minute, she knew her and they knew them and he knew it. And it is like, it was getting to a point where I'm like, you know what, at this point the manga could say like, yo, that person is related to the tree, and I'm like, I believe it. I believe it, because what the hell, what do you mean, like, everything's connected? And it's like, it is so crazy. Like, I was just like, bro, what the hell is happening? Like, what is going on? And like, there's some parts where I'm like, oh god, I don't want to read on, because there's like this one particular character. There was like many characters, I would say. There's many characters that are involved in this story that I just was like, I don't even want to read this. This is just, But like, even when I wanted to stop reading it, I couldn't. Like, I couldn't stop reading it because it was just like, I guess it was that, like, you know, intriguing, that grappling. Like, I couldn't like let go of it. It's like, I feel like I was in a toxic relationship with this series. I'm like, I know you're so bad for me, but like, why are you saying something like that, you know? So I gave in and like I finished it. I was so grateful that it was like over. Like, I definitely was putting myself through a lot of pain, but like low-key, it's like, it was kind of enjoyable because like, my god, it literally felt like a Korean drama, honestly, but like way more out of pocket. Like, what? People falling, people pretending to be dead, like, people pretending to have sicknesses. Yo, I'm telling you, this story, like, okay, it's like 13 volumes, so I don't know, like, just a warning there, like, if you're not wanting to commit to it, then don't. But like, it is just 13 volumes of madness. Forget about guilty, it should be called madness, because that is what it was. 13 volumes of just pure madness. But I enjoyed it, and that's the craziest thing, is that I technically enjoyed it. I didn't, but I also did, you know. So the second series that I have here on my list is, again, the Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride. Again, I already explained why I love this so much. Interesting plot, strong female lead, strong male lead, very great characters too involved in this as well. Some really just ugly characters, and not ugly in like their design, but just ugly in character, like in their who they are as people. There's a lot of them, and man, they will make your blood boil. Like, I feel like this story is just so balanced too as well. Like, they have the moments where it's like, okay, you got this one character doing this one terrible thing against the main character, but like, it didn't felt too much. It felt like pretty, like, you know, like, okay, like, stable. Number 7, my new favorite author, Spacewalking with You, and the author's name is Uniko Doronoda. Hope I'm saying that right. Neurodivergency read, lovable characters. I love how this series so far is about like people who learn different ways, and everyone can progress well in life. It's just a matter of learning what works for you and what doesn't. And I just love that messaging, and seeing the main character Kobayashi learn from Uno, like, you know, to take notes, and like that helps him with his job, and like, it's just so many good just stuff happens in this manga. I just loved seeing their friendship like slowly blossom and bloom and whatnot, and it's so cute. And I love the art. The art is so freaking cute. Like, I love everything about this. Number 8, fictional crush. So I have 2 here. First one is Kataro from Sweat and Soul. First of all, this man is mature. Second of all, he is charismatic. Love that. Third, respectful of our main female lead. He just respects her, like, you know, boundaries and whatnot, and what she's comfortable with and what she's not. He does try to cater towards her, and it's just he just, like, a man like this, like, he's just so cute, so committed to her, like, so devoted, like, we love it. Funny too, handsome. Then the next crush I have is Yako from Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride. Again, this man loving and accepting of her, even when everyone else didn't like her, even her own, well, ex-fiance, right, who was in love with her once, but then like, didn't because she was tainted and she smelled and literally abandoned her, married another girl and had a baby with her. And then all of a sudden when she gets swept up by him, this man's all here like, actually that was a mistake, haha, actually, you know what, nah, I wasn't tapped in, like I didn't, like I knew you were, like, you know, it's like, come on. So yeah, seeing Yako on the other hand just love her as she is, not even care about the way she looks or even the way she smells. And actually that's ironic too, both him and Kataro don't care about like the way that their women smell, if not especially Kataro, because like he's like a developer of like the soaps of the company and like the fragrances and whatnot, so he just loves being around like just different types of smells. And he in particular really loves the main female lead. He loves Asako's smell so much. And so to see two like men who just don't really care about the way one their women look, and two also the way they like, you know, smell, and just love them for who they are and as people and whatnot, and so cute. Number 9, newest favorite character, Kobayashi from Spacewalking with You. Absolutely, hands down. I love how open he is to like learning from Uno and just how kind he is to him. Like Uno at first kind of puts him off. He's like, yo, this guy is just like loud and he's like something's off with him, you know, but like he doesn't like outcast him or like bully him for that. Instead he like is intrigued by him and learns more from him. And there's like so many scenes where it's just like it really pulls at my heart, and you can just see him develop sympathy for Uno, but also he's learning from Uno at the same time. So number 10, we have a book that made me cry. Okay, so there was not a book that made me cry per se, but it did move me near tears, and I already mentioned this, Spacewalking with You. Pretty much this whole video more so is about Spacewalking with You than anything else, because this series, I mean, it truly is amazing. I think it won some awards in Japan. I don't doubt that this manga is gonna get a anime very soon, like for sure. I feel like it will get an anime very soon. If not next year, then maybe the year after that, so 2027, or like maybe later on this year, maybe 2025. I feel like sometime within this year to 2027, this manga will get an anime. So I have number 11 here, a book that made me happy. 3 books that I wrote down here. The first one is Pink Habanero, which I have right here. This one right here, Pink and Habanero. Again, this one, new plot, reminds me of Maid-sama so much, but like just reversed. And yeah, just really lovable characters, a lot of funny moments. The second one that I enjoyed, Hanakimi. This one was just so like, again, a fun read, like the whole vibes of the early 2000s and just like everything about it, from like the characters to Mizuki and her struggling to get through this like all boys school, and just it's just also great. It's all fantastic, and I really cannot wait for the anime. This one I don't have physically, and that is the 31st Consort Volume 1. This one is so cute and so interesting. So basically, this girl, she's like a country girl, like she loves her farm life and whatnot, and then her brother comes to her and he's like, hey, you've been chosen to be the 31st consort, and she's like, no, I don't want that. He's like, too bad, you gotta go. So she goes, and she's the 31st consort, and it's like basically the prince is trying to filter out like the woman he, I guess, wants to marry. She's the 31st, and you know, she's like the lowest of the low, like she's like the last one, but like she don't care. She's like, you know what, I got my own place, I can farm, I'm good. And so basically her place just becomes this like sort of haven for like the knights and like other workers of like the palace. And so the story, you know, it just kind of takes off from there. Love this was so cute, and I can't wait for the other volumes to be released. So number 12, I have favorite book. It says adapted into like a movie, but I also put like / anime for this year. Again, it hasn't come out, and I wrote it here because I thought, oh, I'm gonna be able to watch at least the first episode when it comes out. Now I can't talk about it because they decided to push back the date of the release to September 7th, and that is The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. But you know what, I'm still gonna keep it on my list because yeah, it's good. It's good. Like, I haven't seen it, but I know it's gonna be good. And so yeah, I just cannot wait till that gets released. I just know it's gonna be so amazing. So number 13, favorite video that I've done so far. So honestly, the most or my most favorite video that I've done by far this year has been my huge manga haul, which I filmed in like May. And that one, it was technically like my first haul. I did another one in January, and I think I did one in February too, but this one, May, was like a bigger one. And I really enjoy just one, buying new books. Like that is so fun, buying new books, buying new manga. But second, it was just like being able to like share the books and mangas that I'm excited to read and that I've purchased. I mean, I think I've always just wanted to be able to have a place where I can just talk about the things that I love. I know probably a lot of people in my life know that or the closest people in my life know that like I like to talk a lot. I can literally talk forever. I feel like having a place here on the internet and being able to just talk about all the things I like, and particularly the books and mangas that I love to read, is just really nice. Number 14 is the most beautiful book I've bought. So I wrote down 3 books. Technically I was supposed to pick 1, but I wrote down 3, but then I ended up choosing 4. First book I'm gonna mention is Komomo Confisier. This one, so beautiful. I love the pink. Like the pink in this is so cute. And I just love, like, look at this. Like, it's so dainty and so girly. Love it. Next one is Princess Jellyfish. This one is just, oh, look at this. I just feel like it's so iconic. Like, it's just so iconic. It's so cute. So adorable. And then I have Yurara. Dark, supernatural, you know, type of vibes. And I love that. So, yeah. This one. And then the last one is The Golden Sheep. This one, it sticks out to me. I think it's the background, it's her hair color, her outfit, the guitar, even the prints, just everything about this is like so gorgeous to me, and I love it so much. The last question is, what books do you need to read, or manga do I need to read by the end of the year? There's a lot. Basically, everything that's on my TBR, and yeah, I need to finish. I also am still reading The Shadow of My Soul, a mental health professional's journey to overcome narcissistic abuse, depression, CPTSD, anxiety, intergenerational trauma while growing up as an immigrant. A long title, but a very good book thus far. I'm at page 64. This book is in total, 400 pages. Yeah, this definitely is gonna take me like the whole summer. But I'm pretty sure by the end of this year, I'll definitely have finished this book. I'm really enjoying it so far. I want to finish Sweat and Soap. I don't know. The thing is, right now, I'm reading the Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride, and like I'm really involved in that one, so like I want to finish that one first. And I don't know if I'm gonna go back to Sweat and Soap. I mean, I really do like it, but at the same time though, I feel like I'm not in the mood for like just regular josei type of story. Like I'm really into like the fantasy, so like definitely I want to read Snow Angels 1 and 2, Roar Star in the Abyss Volume 2, and then Spacewalking with You Volume 2 as well. So far this year I've read 119 books. There's only 2 like books that I've like read, and the rest are just manga. They are just manga after manga and series after series. So yeah, I've been really hitting hard with the manga. That is it for this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.